So hello everyone, welcome to Dwells and Pearls Ladies channel. Wherever it is you are watching from, I trust that today you have a good time and you would learn something that will help you in your life to move forward, to improve, to become a better version of yourself. So today we are talking about self-esteem. Self-esteem, we hear it everywhere. People complain, I have low self-esteem, or I don't have a high self-esteem as my friend, or I have a high self-esteem. That person has a low self-esteem. Today let's break it down. What is self-esteem and how does it show and all of that? Let's discuss it today. So welcome again to Dwells and Pearls Ladies channel. Now, what is self-esteem? If you break it down, self meaning you, and esteem meaning how you value something. So how do you value yourself? How do you value yourself? That's self-esteem. What value do you place on yourself? That is self-esteem. And sometimes it could also, the value people place on you can also be reflective on how you place value on yourself. And let me take it further. For example, if you grew up in a home where your opinion was never valued, you were always shut down, they always looked down on your opinion, they didn't feel you had something important to say, they always override whatever it is, whatever contribution you want to make or suggestion, your suggestion was always overridden. Chances are you may grow up with feelings of, my own is not good enough, my opinion is not good enough, my thoughts concerning things are not good enough. Please excuse me. My suggestions are, they are weak suggestions. You may just grow up with those funny feelings about yourself. But the good thing is that you can grow out of it. You can actually break away from all of that. It is possible. It is possible. Now, some of us have come from homes where we didn't get affirmations. They didn't tell us we were good enough. They did not appreciate the natural gifts and talents we had. Nobody went out of their way to tell us we were special or to even compliment how we look, what we do, compliment who we are. And by compliment, I mean verbally say it. And so as a child, and children are impressionable. So as a child, you never got compliments or they were very far apart. It shows up in the way you value yourself as an adolescent now, or as a youth, a young person, even as an adult. It now shows, it now comes out as how you value yourself today. So let's look at factors that affect self-esteem. One of it is what has started on parenting, the kind of parenting you came from. For some people, they came from homes where their parents valued their opinion. They could have conversations with their parents. Their father could say, hey, I don't want you to go for swimming lessons this weekend. And this child can ask and say, Daddy, why wouldn't you want me to go for swimming lessons this weekend? And the father would explain and say, hey, I don't want you to go because XYZ reason. That's why I don't want you to go. And the child can reason with their dad and say, okay, even though what you are saying is right, the reason you are giving is tenacious, it's tenable, is a tenable reason, but Daddy, don't you feel that if I don't go this time, it will affect this? That means they can negotiate with their parents. Their parents don't have authoritative or dictatorship in their homes. In homes like that, oh, it's very, very, very easy for them to grow up with healthy self-esteem because their opinions are valued from home. So even when they sit amongst their friends, they're able to contribute because they know their opinions mean something. But if you're coming from a home where if you want to speak, they tell you, shut up, keep quiet, we are not talking to you, I didn't ask for your opinion. If they come from homes that shut them down verbally, chances are as they grow, even if they are in a community or in a group of people, if they are within that group of people and they have something valuable to say, they may end up not saying it because they feel their opinion won't count. After all, it didn't count when I was home. Nobody sought my opinion. Nobody cared what I had to say. So they carry that even into life issues. And I can totally relate for a lot of young people that were brought up, grew and were brought up in Africa. I can totally relate. That is quite common. And some other homes apart from Africa, because I know authoritarian parenting is also prevalent in different climes beyond Africa. It's not just in Africa that we have such homes. So you're coming from a home where your opinion didn't mean a thing, or where they do everything for you. No consent, no suggestion. You dare not even voice your opinion. They will just shut it down, say, hey, we didn't ask for it. We are going to go ahead whether you want it or you don't want it. So a lot of things you did not want, you did not like, were forced on you. So it will be natural as you grow up, as you continue in life, you may begin to find that I'm not that important. Why must my opinion count? So it brings a low value of yourself before your own eyes, not even before someone else's eye. You begin to see yourself as I'm not so good. So you are in a group of people and they're trying to select people to do a particular thing, and you know you are good at that thing, but because you've never seen yourself as special, as capable, as being able to deliver, because you've never seen yourself like that, you end up not volunteering, you end up not coming out, you end up not shining your light because of those hindrances, those limitations that were put on you unconsciously by your parents. So one factor that affects self-esteem is parenting, the kind of parenting you had. And another thing you need to know, that you need to forgive your parents. If they didn't do it well, forgive them. That was the knowledge they were exposed to then. You have a chance to do it better in your time. Number 2, another factor that affects self-esteem is the environment. What kind of environment did you grow up in? You grow up in an environment where people were always wanted to do things, they always wanted to, and get better, improve, go to school, learn new things. They were always forward thinking. If you grow up in such an environment, chances are you will pick it up as well. You begin to think forward, you begin to plan forward, plan your life. It makes you more organized, it makes you to achieve more things. And to a good extent, as you achieve, it also helps your self-esteem. But if you come from an environment where nobody is motivated, everybody is whatever happens, no motivation, no pull, nothing is new, nothing is interesting, chances are you will begin to give up on life. You won't give life your very best. And if you're not giving life your very best, you would have a low self-esteem. You look down on yourself because you're not giving your life your very best. Okay, there's also an environment of abuse. People that come from an environment of abuse where they were constantly abused, whether they were abused verbally, maybe they wake up in the morning and their parents will curse them, or their siblings or their neighbors, maybe verbal abuse, maybe even sexual abuse. Maybe somebody is touching them at home. Right when the thing is happening, they know it is wrong. They are not able to speak up, or if they speak up, they are not able to get the justice or the help they need. So that puts on them a low value on themselves, makes them see themselves as someone that is not valuable, someone that is not precious. So that also affects self-esteem. Number 3, also certain conditions can make people have low self-esteem. For example, someone that has a medical condition and they are not able to do what their mates are able to do, that puts a certain low self-esteem on that person, certain low value. You begin to see themselves, I'm not as good, I'm not as healthy, I'm not as fit as my mates, and that puts an emotional pressure on that person that can also lead to low self-esteem. And other conditions like divorce, other conditions like loss of a parent, maybe a young person loses their parent, a father or a mother, very early in life, it also puts pressure on them to have low self-esteem. And this can really affect a person. It can affect somebody through life if they don't deal with it. It can actually affect somebody through life. And that's why this video is here, to help you come out please excuse me, to help you come out of that low self-esteem posture. Another factor that affects self-esteem is socio-economic factors. By that I mean not being able to take care of their basic needs. Some people are able to have extras, but some people, even the basics, they are not able to have, and that can put a pressure on them emotionally, leading to low self-esteem. Like, hey, why can't I afford to eat 2 square meals a day or 3 square meals a day, depending on where and how they can afford it? So that can put a pressure on them and say, so I'm not good enough, I don't deserve having 3 square meals a day. How come my parents are not able to provide, or my guardian is not able to provide for me? That can put an emotional pressure that can also lead to low self-esteem, that individual can begin to value themselves poorly. And that really is not how we are supposed to live.